Hello, everyone, and thank you for watching our live for the last almost 2 weeks. I've been doing these lives at this time with our coaches because we actually launched our magazine issue for February. And on that magazine issue, we talked about we're ending the trying harder era and readiness is coming in its way. So we were sharing about that, and most of our coaches shared articles in this issue. So if you haven't gotten the article, if you haven't gotten to read this magazine, not the article, the magazine, I would ask you to send me a message because I forgot to put the link here. So message me and I will send you the link and the password so that you can access this issue. And then you can also access all of the rest of the issues we've been putting out for the last year and a half. So those of you who were watching us, we had so many different coaches come and share their experience of trying hard in life, right? We all are told, try harder, right? So we get into this cycle in life where we're just keep going, keep doing more. But eventually there's a point where you're like, what's the point of life, right? So that's probably where most of us are right these days, because even in school, teachers are trying hard. Even in school, the students are trying hard. At home, parents are trying hard. So there are just so many people trying hard in life. Everyone's trying hard. What is the point of life if we have to try hard and harder every time? Isn't there a way to not try hard but just live more in peace and harmony and in rhythm? Is there a way to live a life like that? And that's what this is all about. So in order to do that, our coaches who are also educators, administrators, some of them are principals, some of them are coaches and leaders in their own way, they actually opened up and shared what they had to unlearn. Because if we don't unlearn, we cannot train ourselves to do anything different, right? Because we already have conditions, we already have things that we mastered that we keep doing. And if that's part of that trying harder phase in our life, if we don't unlearn that, there is no way that we can learn something new. So they shared what they need to unlearn to become the coaches, holistic neurogrowth success coaches. In this issue, they shared it. Now, a lot of times people don't share their hardships, right? People try to say, it worked for me, here's how it works, try it. But I think it's really now it's time for us to open up and say that we're all struggling in our own ways. It's okay to share that we're struggling, and we can share that. And by sharing that, in my struggle, you might learn something. In your struggle, I might learn something. That's what it's all about when we share. So this issue is a must read for you if you haven't read it. So as I said, I forgot to put the link below this video, so just DM me. I'll send you the link and the password to read this issue as well as other issues that we have launched since a year and a half of starting this magazine. Our next magazine is going to be, the issue is going to be coming out on April 15th. We always launch these every 2 months. So always there's a lot to learn. And it also has all of our upcoming events as well. Now, if you're a parent, if you're looking for parenting advice, and if you're finding it to be very generic and you tried it and it seems like nothing is working for your family, this magazine has lots of stuff for that as well. If you're an educator who's feeling like I'm doing everything in the classroom, I'm differentiating, I'm doing everything I can, there is no more time in my schedule to do any more, I'm burned out, I don't know what to do, nothing is working, I'm lost. If you're feeling like that, we share a lot for educators as well and leaders. That's why we call it Learning, Living, and Leading. So welcome. And I also want to share with you before we start, we always start by being now and here. Because if we're not now and here, we're somewhere else, right? So when you're somewhere else, you cannot do anything now and here. So if you're feeling like I'm not getting things done, nothing's working, I feel like I'm in a fog, it's not making sense, there's just so much going on, then we're either in the past or we're in the future because we're thinking too much about other things in our life. We're not here and now. Here and now is very peaceful because here and now makes you ignore everything else. Even if the world is chaotic, you can really ignore here and now. It actually allows you to ignore and escape into what you need to create. So it's a total focus, it's the total flow. That's why here and now is so important for us to be in flow. If we're not in flow, then we are scattered in the past or into the future. So if you put your hand out, your left hand, if you pretend this is your past, think about all the things that you've been thinking about today, just even in the last hour or two. What are things that came up for you that are from your past? What have you been thinking about? Is there anything you can do about the past? If they were good memories, that's great. But most of the time, we're pulled into thinking about something that wasn't good to us, right? So we always go into those negative things that happened to us and we try to relive it, replay it, and we seem like we're going to do something about it. It's how our brain process it. So when we're there, what's happening? We're reliving it. Is that helping us for what can happen right now and right here? Not really, right? So we're in the past, we're replaying it. It's taking lots of your real estate in your brain to go over there and be there. By being in the past, what can you create? What can you produce? How can you perform? How can you live now and here? It doesn't happen. So what can we do with this past? What can we do with the past? We can only take the lessons from it. There's always a lesson from everything that we've gone through, everything that you're going through. There's always a lesson. Just extract that lesson and just let it go. Let go of your past because it's nothing else that's going to happen with that past other than it just keeps you stuck. If you feel like you've been stuck for too long, I can guarantee you that you probably are thinking too much about your past. And why I say that? Because I've been there, I've done that as well. Because nothing I ever say is from something that I have not done. We all do it. So if I let go of the past, then if I have my right hand out, that would be my future. If you look at the future, a lot of the time it's good to think about the future. We want to plan, we want to set intentions, right? I don't set goals, I set intentions. I love to do that. But the thing is, if I keep doing that, and if I do that with projecting the past, my memories of the past come and dictates what my future is going to become, then I'm really clouding my future. I'm not allowing it to happen to me. I'm actually recreating something from the past experience. That type of future is really what it creates anxiety. If you suffer from anxiety, if you think about anything in the future and that's creating anxiety for you, that's because you're projecting past, even without you knowing. I used to do that. And then the future is very scary. Future brings anxiety. And then what we do is we then recreating the past in the future. So what can we do with the future? We all know that future is available to all of us. It's coming no matter what, right? There's a tomorrow. So we have to release this. But before that, just bless it and release it because it's available to you, it's available to me, everything is there. But projecting the past and thinking with anxiety, fear, it doesn't do anything other than keep us again stuck. So what I'm saying is if you're stuck in the past or if you're stuck in the future, there isn't anything you can do right here. So if you bring both of your hands here, now you have everything available. Look at it, how centered you are. Even bringing the hand to the center of your body, it brings your attention. It brings you to the center. Now you can focus. Now you can enter flow. Now, if you know something secret about this, if you're here and now, when your mind is focused on only what I need to do, then you can get things done. That's why the only place learning, living, and leading yourself for others happens right here in this moment, right here. This is the only moment you have and I have. But for some reason, our brain is so clever that it takes us to the past, it takes us to the future, except we have to fight to be here and now. So what else can I do to bring myself here and now? I've been sharing so many ways to breathe. Breathing is the way to bring yourself now and here. Also paying attention and noticing how your body is speaking. I don't know about you, but we think our mouth is the only thing that's speaking, but no, your brain speaks, your body speaks, your heart speaks. We have to listen to these speaking. These parts are different. The language is different. How they tell us different things are different. So when we tune into our brain speaking, our heart speaking, our body speaking, it's different. So when you want to bring yourself now in here, it's good to go into how your body is speaking, because noticing your body, because it is telling us a lot of things, right? So one of the ways that I've been sharing is breathing, because it's available to all of you, right? It's available to all of us all the time, but we don't breathe deep. We don't breathe enough so that our body can feel the breath. So if you take an inhale for 4, hold for 4, and exhale for 8, and through your mouth if you let it go. And if ever you're feeling anxiety or anxious, feel like you're under attack or you're being triggered, breathing really helps. So inhale for 4, hold for 4, and let it go for 8, slowly through your mouth. If you want to make a sound, let it go, let it go, let everything go, so that you don't have any pressure in your shoulder, in your neck, and you don't have to carry everything with you. So do it one more time. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, and then exhale for 4. So today, what I want to talk about, I don't have any coaches with me today. It's just me today. Why trying harder backfires. So how many times, my question to all of you who are listening is, how many times you know that you tried hard and it did not work? And then what happens when you felt like you tried so hard and didn't work? What happens? I can tell you what happens. When we try so hard, if it doesn't work, we feel like big time failure, right? We failed ourselves. So do we have the motivation to do it again? No, we don't. So next time we say, what? Even try harder then. You didn't try hard enough, right? So it becomes a story that we start looping, stories after stories about why I tried hard, but it didn't work. So I should try harder. And sometimes we say, I don't know about you, I've said to myself, like, I don't know how hard I have to try, because I think I've tried everything. If you're at that point, trying harder it's already backfired. So what do we do instead? Trying harder. Is there something else we can do? Yes, you can. That's how I learned to survive in life. And that's how we coach our coachees to not survive in their life. There is a way not to try harder and get stuck and feel like I'm not moving anywhere, right? What is that? That is what readiness is all about. It's about noticing when you tried harder, why it didn't work. It's not lack of effort that didn't make it work, right? Because you've already tried hard. You've put in all of it. You put all into it. So it's not lack of effort. It's not lack of motivation, because you tried harder, so motivation was there. Discipline probably was there too. All of the words we talk about is there. So, but it still doesn't work. So why didn't it work? Because we are a living system. We're a biologically living system. And when our systems are blocked, this person's systems are blocked, it doesn't matter if I have the disciplined ironed out. It doesn't matter if I'm totally in motivation mode. Those are all surface things I'm thinking. But in here, there are blocks. We're not broken, but there are blocks in our systems. When the systems are blocked, usually they trip other systems to block themselves as well. We think one system's blocked. It's not. It actually it's like a domino effect. It actually turns on other things to go offline. So when that happens, it doesn't matter how hard I try. That's why if you take generic advice from other people and start implementing in your life, and you're like, that worked for them, they're saying it works, why isn't it working for me, right? It won't, because you don't know where you're blocked. I didn't know where I was blocked either. So that's the problem. If we don't know where we're blocked in this system, in this biological system, there's no way that I can learn something from someone else that might work for them, but it does not going to work for you. And that's why trying harder always backfires. So if you're a parent, you've done everything to parent your child, and you feel like nothing is working, maybe It's time for you to look at your child as not something, another strategies to come bring it in and try it on them, or try with your family. Instead of, just drop that and look at them and notice what's happening, what is really happening here, why isn't it working, where are they blocked, where are they, this biological system, this living system that we are, where are we blocked? So through that lens, it's not soft parenting, it's not gentle parenting. Those are not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about systematically looking at this person and going, okay, this is a living person. If they're not able to receive and comprehend and produce or perform like you wanted, they are blocked. They're not defiant, they're blocked. So your lens should be, where are they blocked? That curiosity of, where are they blocked? Now, a lot of the time when we parent from a place of this kind of, I got all the strategies, I'm doing it right, usually we're also blocked as parents. So that's another thing that we need to look at, is, where am I blocked? Where are my, so you need to notice where you're blocked as well, because when you start looking inward and coming home to yourself, because when we try to parent, we're actually looking for external things, right, from external world to bring it into our family and try it. So that's where it starts. So now would be the new lens, is to turn, where am I blocked? Because I'm a living system, where am I blocked, and what am I carrying that's affecting maybe my child's? And it's not really behavior, it's that they're blocked. So that is a new lens. It's not going to, the first thing in readiness, and the first thing you want to be aware in all of this, is not to start implementing new things or changes. First is noticing and awareness. That's the number one step. And noticing and awareness free from judgment. Because if we start judging and we start noticing, then we already started interpreting. We don't want to interpret anything. We just want to notice everything. So until I meet you next time, start noticing things in your family. Start noticing in your classroom if you're a teacher. Start noticing at workplace if you're a leader. Start noticing what's happening to you, because we're so good at noticing other people, right? We notice everyone else really clearly, but unfortunately we don't look inward and notice about ourselves. So that would be the first step, is to notice about you more and more and more. And that is going to give you what is needed for the change. So that's why anything generic externally you're bringing in to solve your problems or do anything within your life is not going to work until you look inward and come home to yourself and look at this as a biological system, and this system is blocked. If I'm not able to perform, if you're not able to perform, if you're doing great, then that's great. I'm talking about when you're not able to perform, or if you're trying harder to perform, or you've just been trying so hard that you feel like you're a failure. I'm talking to those of you who feel like that. If it's working for you, that's great. You should continue that, right? We're not talking about that. I'm talking about when it's not working for you in the family, working for yourself. It's not working at workplace, where you work, or if you're a teacher, it's not working in the classroom. I'm talking to, and if you're a student, if it's not working for you, you have to start looking inward. Where am I blocked? It's not broken. I'm not stupid. I'm not this. I'm not that. Whatever names that comes up, our brain produces, right? It's that I'm blocked. I want to figure out, where am I blocked? The first step, again, is noticing. That is the first step to readiness. I'll share with you more about readiness every single time. If I'm coming online, I'll share about readiness. I have coaches who can come and share as well. But if you're a parent, if you want some help with noticing and awareness and figuring out what's going on in your family or with your child, and parenting is hard. It was always hard, but now it's even more hard for everyone. So we invite you to join us on Wednesdays. We have a live event online. If you have never attended that, this is a different type of event. It's not something where you're going to be getting strategies and hacks to go and try at home. We do not give generic advice to anybody. That era is ended. Generic advices are gone. This is why you run in a loop, right? If you're a parent, because you're like, I tried what they told me, it's not working. Of course it's not going to work, because it's not customized for your child or you or your family, because every family is unique. Every child is unique. You're unique. It's not going to work like that. So when you come to our, we really show you how to come home to yourself, what that looks like and what that noticing looks like that I just shared with you. So you will learn all of that and you'll walk away. You'll have a new perspective, a new lens. Through that lens, you'll start looking at your family differently. And we do this every week and it's free. So if you want to attend, send me a DM. I'll send you back the link to join us. And so you can join us on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And then I'll send you the link to join us for that. So those are what's coming up for us. And if you have any questions, I do have some questions I'm going to start answering from parents who are sending in, teachers who are sending in. So if you have any questions about how to do something for your family or for yourself, or if you're struggling, just send me a message, open up and ask, because we do have the Readiness OS that can help you. It can help anybody at any stage, any age, and it doesn't even matter what label you were given, it works. Why? Because we're looking at the human system. We're looking at the biology of a human. We're looking at it through the soul print biology of a human. So it's actually universal. It works for everybody. So if you're going through something, share with me. I can answer it without mentioning your name. I will answer it right here. So you can listen, you can learn, and you can see how that works for you. But tonight, rest of the night, please try to notice what's happening with you, within you, because that is how you can escape anxiety, fear, maybe depression, right? Maybe you're feeling depressed. Maybe you're feeling sad. Maybe you're feeling uncertain. Maybe you have lots going on. You feel like nothing is working. Why isn't it working? All of these things, start noticing, because when you notice, something's going to come up, and I'll share with you tomorrow what that is. Join me again tomorrow and I'll share with you what comes up when you start noticing, because noticing is powerful. Anything that's so powerful, as human beings, we take it for granted. Look at breathing is so powerful. We think, oh, it's just breathing. No, it's not just breathing. It is breathing, right? Same with noticing. It's just noticing. No, when you notice, there's power behind it. So that is what I want you to do tonight, is to start noticing about you. Not that way, because that we do. We all do, right? We all do that all the time. We notice everything about other people. I'm talking about noticing about you. That's what I'm going to do too. So until next time, thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow, and notice what's going on with your systems. Thank you so much.